this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. How many of us here have heard that before? That's right. And what normally comes after that?
Spanking.
That's right, a spanking. A spanking. Well, every parent knows the truth of that statement, and every child thinks it's a lie. But the truth is, spanking does hurt. It hurts the child, and it hurts the parent. Before I begin, I don't want y'all to misunderstand what I'm about to say. I was born and raised in the South by Christian parents who didn't believe in sparing the rod at all. I'm not suggesting that y'all do that either. I would just like you to bear in mind that a rod has a lot more than just one use. As a parent, I often find myself thinking, what decision should I make in raising my child? I'm sure a lot of y'all make the same, ask yourself the same question. A lot of parents do. And for that reason, there's been many, many studies done on spanking. They've been found to have negative and positive effects. Hardly any study will tell you that spanking does not work. Spanking has been proven to work. In almost all cases, spanking results in compliance. But like medication, it's been shown to have some negative side effects. To get a better understanding of discipline, it's important to know the possible side effects of spanking. And with that knowledge, it's also important to have a few alternatives to spanking. Spanking can have quite a few unintentional side effects. It can lead to alcoholism, drug abuse, other various things that have a small percentage of change. I see a razor glass. And although the list is larger, I just chose to focus on 3 things that have a higher percentage of occurrence. The first of which is IQ. A recent study has found that children who are spanked, on average, have an IQ 3 to 5 points lower than children who are disciplined using other forms of punishment. Murray Strauss, a professor of sociology and co-director of Family Research Laboratory at the University of New Hampshire, surveyed more than 17,000 university students from 32 different countries. In his survey, he found that countries that had a higher percentage of parents who used corporal punishment, on average, had a lower national IQ. He says in his study that it could lead to lower IQ. Second, many studies have shown, and a lot of professionals agree, that spanking can increase aggressive or violent behavior. Lisa Berlin, research scientist at the Center for Child and Family Policy at Duke University, found that children who are spanked tend to be more aggressive. She's not the only one. Many others agree with her. Her findings coincide with a lot of other studies. The most recent and extensive, which was conducted by Tulane University. And they aren't the only ones. The American Academy of Pediatrics, the AAP, even Dr. Phil concur. They all agree that spanking can increase aggressiveness. Lastly, spanking causes negative memories of childhood. It can also cause children to feel less attached to their parents. When spanking is looked back upon, either by a parent or a child, it's never a positive memory. It's always negative. Who enjoys being spanked and who enjoys spanking their kid? No one likes to inflict harm on ones they love. And Dr. Phil has said that it can also cause children to feel less attached to their parents and also to trust them less. No one wants that. When you look at possible side effects, hopefully you wonder if there's a better alternative, which is less harmful. Although spanking can be effective in the short term and in certain circumstances, the American Academy of Pediatrics advises against it. They have, however, provided some good alternatives to spanking. The first of which is to let your child suffer the consequences. These consequences can be natural, such as if the child throws their toy, they no longer have a toy to play with. Take the toy, put it away. Others can be parental-made consequences, such as if you throw your toy, you have to go sit in timeout. The second is to take away privileges. This works best on children who are a little bit older than 6 or 7. If they're younger, the privileges need to be taken away immediately. That way, they'll be able to associate the act with the punishment. Other than that, it should be reserved for older children. And for younger children, the last one is probably the best known, is timeout. Everybody's seen Super Nanny. Most people know what a timeout is. You have a pre-designated area. If you have an infraction of the rules, you have to sit there for a pre-designated time. It doesn't really work on older children, but it's shown to be very effective on children ages 2 to 6. Hurting the ones we love hurts us. Parents understand this truth better than most. Spanking has not only been shown to have negative side effects, but also to be inferior or comparable to other forms of punishment. Why then is it so often the first form of punishment considered? Take time to look at how you discipline. Do you use fear or understanding? Do you teach aggression or self-control? Let's try to make spanking a last resort and let discipline be a learning opportunity for the child and for you.
Okay, what do I do now? What do I do now?
Cut it off.